Study smarter, not harder. Do you feel that familiar surge of panic when exams are around the corner? Like you're facing a mountain of information you could never possibly conquer? Trust me, you're not alone. Most students feel this way. But what if I told you there's a way to transform that anxiety into quiet confidence? Imagine yourself walking into the exam hall feeling prepared, focused, and ready to absolutely crush it. In this video, I'm going to share some seriously effective study techniques that top students use to ace their exams. We're talking about strategies backed by science and proven to help you understand and remember information better. So, stick around because these tips have the potential to completely change your study game. Let's dive in. Let's kick things off with the king of all study techniques, active recall. This isn't just another fancy study hack, it's a scientifically proven method for embedding information in your long-term memory. Instead of passively rereading your notes or highlighting like your life depends on it, we've all been there. Active recall encourages you to actively retrieve information from your memory. Think of it like a workout for your brain. You're forcing it to flex those memory muscles. Here's the key. After studying a topic, close the book, put away your notes, and ask yourself some targeted questions about what you've just learned. For example, let's say you're studying the French Revolution. Instead of just rereading the chapter, you could ask yourself, what were the main causes of the French Revolution? Or who were the key figures involved? The act of actively trying to recall the information without peeking at your notes is what makes this technique so powerful. It's like building mental pathways to that information, making it easier to access later on. And don't just stop at thinking about the answers, write them down or say them out loud. This extra step adds another layer of engagement and helps solidify the information even further. Now for an extra boost, try using flashcards. Flashcards are like the secret weapon of active recall. So, ditch the passive highlighting and embrace the power of active recall. Your brain will thank you for it. Now that you've got active recall in your study arsenal, let's move on to another game-changer: spaced repetition. This technique is all about outsmarting your brain's natural tendency to forget. You see, our brains are masters of efficiency, which unfortunately means they love to discard information they perceive as unimportant. That's where the forgetting curve comes in. The forgetting curve is that frustrating phenomenon where we forget a huge chunk of what we've learned within a short amount of time. But don't worry, spaced repetition is here to save the day. This technique involves strategically reviewing material at increasing intervals. It's like setting little reminders for your brain to hang on to that valuable information. Here's how it works. Let's say you learned something new today. Review it again tomorrow, then a few days later, then a week later, and so on. The key is to space out your reviews, gradually increasing the time between each one. This way, you're reminding your brain about the information just as it's about to fade away. The beauty of spaced repetition is that it leverages the power of retrieval practice. Each time you revisit the material, you're forcing your brain to work a little harder to retrieve it, which actually strengthens the memory even further. And the best part? There are some amazing tools out there that can help you implement spaced repetition effortlessly. Apps like Anki and Quizlet are fantastic for creating digital flashcards and setting up spaced repetition schedules. Give it a try, and you'll be amazed at how much more you remember in the long run. The Pomodoro Technique. Outsmarting distractions and beating burnout. Let's be real, we're living in the age of distraction. From social media notifications to the endless stream of cat videos, don't worry, I'm guilty of that one too. It can feel nearly impossible to stay focused, especially when you're trying to study. But don't worry, I've got a secret weapon for you, the Pomodoro Technique. This technique is like a productivity ninja, slicing through procrastination and helping you make the most of your study time. And the best part? It's incredibly simple to implement. Here's the breakdown. Set a timer for 25 minutes and commit to focusing solely on your studies during that time. That means no checking your phone, no browsing the web, no quick trips to the fridge, just pure, undiluted focus. After your 25-minute sprint, take a 5-minute break. This is crucial for letting your brain recharge and preventing burnout. Use this time to stretch, grab a snack, or just step away from your studies for a few minutes. Repeat this cycle 4 times and then reward yourself with a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. The beauty of the Pomodoro technique is that it's not just about time management, it's about training your brain to focus. So, if you're ready to reclaim your focus and boost your productivity, give the Pomodoro technique a try. Teach what you learn, the ultimate test of understanding. Have you ever noticed that when you explain something to someone else, you suddenly understand it better yourself? That's the power of teaching in action. Think about it. When you teach something, you're forced to organize the information in a clear and concise way. You have to consider your audience's perspective, anticipate their questions, and find ways to make the material engaging and understandable. All of this requires a deep level of processing that simply doesn't happen when you're just passively absorbing information. Now, I know you might be thinking, but Khalid, I'm not a teacher, who am I going to teach? Well, the good news is you don't need a classroom full of students to reap the benefits of this technique. Here are a few ideas. You could teach a concept to a friend, family member, or even your pet. They're great listeners, even if they don't always understand. You could record yourself explaining a topic as if you were teaching it to a class. This is a great way to identify any gaps in your own understanding and to practice your presentation skills. Or you could even just imagine you're teaching the material to an invisible audience. The key is to actually articulate the information out loud, as this forces you to engage with it on a deeper level. So next time you're studying, don't just read your notes, teach them. You'll be amazed at how much more you retain, and how much more confident you feel come exam time. Environment and focus. Creating your study sanctuary. Let's face it, our study environment can make or break our focus. Trying to study in a cluttered, noisy, or distracting environment is like trying to run a marathon on a treadmill going in reverse. It's just not going to end well. But creating a study sanctuary doesn't require a complete home makeover or a trip to a remote mountaintop. It's about making small, strategic changes to your surroundings that can have a big impact on your focus and productivity. First things first, find a dedicated study space. This could be a desk in your bedroom, a quiet corner of the library, or even a comfy chair in a well-lit room. The key is to choose a spot that's free from distractions and where you can comfortably spread out your study materials. Once you've found your spot, it's time to declutter. Clutter is the enemy of focus, so clear away any unnecessary papers, books, or gadgets that might tempt you away from your studies. A clean and organized space promotes a clear and organized mind. Next, pay attention to lighting. Natural light is best, so if possible, set up your study space near a window. If you're studying in the evening, use soft, warm lighting that won't strain your eyes. Now let's talk about noise. Some people thrive in complete silence, while others prefer a bit of background noise. Experiment to find what works best for you. If you need complete silence, consider using noise-canceling headphones or earplugs. If you prefer some background noise, try listening to instrumental music or nature sounds. Our phones are the ultimate productivity killers, so keep them out of sight and out of mind while you're studying. Remember, creating a productive study environment is an investment in your success. So there you have it, 5 powerful study techniques that can help you ace your exams and, more importantly, actually remember what you learn. Remember, it's not about cramming or pulling all-nighters, it's about working smarter, not harder. To recap, use active recall to test yourself and strengthen those memory pathways. Embrace spaced repetition to outsmart the forgetting curve and make those memories stick. Leverage the Pomodoro technique to boost your focus and beat procrastination. Teach what you learn to solidify your understanding and identify any gaps in your knowledge. And finally, create a study environment that promotes focus and minimizes distractions. Combine these techniques and you're well on your way to achieving your academic goals. Remember, success isn't about being naturally gifted, it's about using the right strategies and putting in the effort. You've got this. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more study tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.